Hello everyone, my name is Aftab Mandal. In this video, I am going to talk about methods in Java. As we all know, methods are fundamental basic building block of object-oriented language, uh, which allows us to encapsulate and reuse the code. In Java, a method is defined within a class, which has a set of instructions for which we can use it can complete any specific task. A method may have 0 or more parameters, which can be used when it is called. These parameters are just variables which allows to perform a specific task. Methods also have a return type. Return type is like it specifies what type of code it will return. If the return value is if it does not return any value, we can say that the return type is a void. Let's see the syntax of how this method is defined. It is defined usually with the modifiers, then it followed with the return type, then we write method name, and then we will write the parameters inside parentheses, and then our block of body of code will follow. So let's talk about these modifiers first. So these modifiers are just a way where we can access our methods. So there are 4 types of methods. They are public, private, protected, and default. So as the name suggests, public, we can access our method from all of the classes within all of our classes inside our code. Then we move on to the second, that is protected. We can access this method in the class which is defined, and we can also access from the subclasses. If we talk about the private modifier, we can only access the method from where the class is defined. And then there is the default modifier, which does not require any modifier, which can be accessed from the defined class from where which is defined. That was all about the modifiers. Now let's talk about the return type. Now this return type is like we have a data type in which we can use strings and int. This will return a value. If there is no value in return, we can use the keyword void. Now let's talk about the parameters. Parameters must be within the parentheses, and it must be followed with the commas in between. In parameters, we can use data types like int and string and many other things. Now let's talk about the method name. There are certain rules to name. There are certain rules to name our methods. Like we can only use the lowercase letters, and if our word is multi-word, we should use the combination of verb and noun, like find, some. If there are multi-words, we should use the lowercase for our first word and uppercase for the first letter of second word. In short, we should use the camel casing here while naming the methods. There are 2 types of methods. They are predefined methods and user-defined methods. As the name suggests, predefined is already defined inside our Java, which we can directly use, whereas the user-defined, which is modified as per our requirements. Now let's talk about when these methods are called. Methods are called for using their functionality. There are 3 situations where this method can be called. First, when all of the statements are executed inside the method. The second, if the second one is that if it throws an exception, then the method is called. And the third one is if the statement is reached inside a method. These are the 3 types of that in which methods are called. We talked about all the points in methods, and that's all about the methods. Let me summarize you the points which we covered in this video. First we defined the methods, then we saw the syntax of how to define a method. Then we also saw the rules of defining a method name, and finally we saw the uh, use when the method is called. I hope this video helped you. We talked about in brief in methods in Java. This is Aftab Mandal. That's it from my side. Let's conclude this video here. I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.